Hi everybody, it's me, Jenna Ryan with Self Love You. Thank you so much for coming today and watching this video. Today I'm going to talk about how narcissists and psychopaths and sociopaths and other manipulative people will abuse you and manipulate you and try to control you and try to gain power over you and try to exploit you in covert ways. Very subtle ways. They don't just come right out up to you and slap you in the face. They don't do anything obvious. Everything that they do is very, very covert. It's very secret. Okay? You don't even know it's happening. They're wearing a mask with you. And underneath, they are seeking to destroy you, to hurt you, to harm you. They know what they're doing. It's just very strange, especially whenever you find out that someone that you really, really care about or cared about, that you thought you knew, ends up being someone who has been deliberately trying to destroy you behind the scenes. Whenever the mask comes down, the curtain comes up, and you see what you've really been living with, sleeping with, kissing, loving on, appreciating, when you see the real person underneath, it is scary. It's like, oh my goodness, how did I not see the obvious signs? This person obviously has complete disregard for my humanity. This person obviously has no clue who I am. And from what they're saying at this point, they obviously never did have a clue, because this is not who I thought they were. And so what's very interesting is whenever you're thinking about this abuse that narcissists inflict upon their victims, this is very subtle. It's very covert. It's like that movie Gaslighting, where the guy, oh, that's the best movie, where the star moves the photo on the wall and the woman begins to think it's her fault. That is how a narcissist abuses. The way a narcissist abuses is covertly, and the reason you can't see it is because you have had one of, or several, or all of your childhood dependency needs were unmet when you were a kid. So you have wide open holes of shame, toxic shame, and lack of knowledge of your worth, lack of knowledge of what you deserve in the treatment of other people, and they take the opportunity to come in through these wide open holes of these needs that you had as a child that were never met. You needed to be understood, accepted, nurtured, cared for. There's a list of needs. Go to my blog at selfloveyou.blogspot.com for more information on this. But anyway, and I'll also do some blogs on it. So because you were abused as a child and you have these dependency needs and you don't realize who you are and what you deserve and how you deserve to be treated, the narcissist who is covertly able to come in through these holes of shame, where you don't know who you are, where you don't know what you deserve, and you don't know what you're worth. And they're able to take advantage of those places in you, those weak places in you. And that's why it's so subtle. That's why you don't notice it. The reason why a narcissist can do the things that they do, or a psychopath can come in and destroy your whole world and turn your world upside down, and why a narcissist can come in and take over your emotions and make you try to prove yourself and beg for them to come back and beg for them to come around you, is because they are able to exploit, to take advantage of your unmet childhood dependency needs. And so what we have to do is we have to learn to meet those unmet childhood dependency needs on our own, and then we need to learn what we need to expect in others. As long as we don't know what to expect, we're open to subtle abuse. This subtle abuse is so subtle, it's so hard to explain, because it's like you can't even put your arms around it. It's somebody who is listening to you, but they only listen to you whenever it's good for them. But you don't really notice it because you don't know that you have a right to be heard, because you were never taught that as a child. So whenever a narcissist comes around and only listens to you whenever it's convenient for them, you don't have a clue. You think, wow, I have a friend. And you're like clueless. Well, this happens on a granular level. This happens in a trillion many ways. You may have been taught or may not have been taught to listen to your gut. So whenever you come up against someone who's subtly abusing you and you don't even know it, and your gut's screaming, get away, warning, warning. You know, the warning alarms are going off, but you've not been taught to listen to the warning alarms. So this subtle abuse is just, it's allowed to happen because you go ahead and hang out with the person who's totally horrible for you because you don't know how to listen to your alarms. Because when you were a kid, you were taught that everything you think is stupid, everything you do is worthless, and that you're not worth listening to. So now today, as an adult, you don't listen to yourself, which needs to change, huh? And we can make it change. We have the ability to clear up the missing pieces. Thank God we can go back. If we have good therapists, a skilled therapist, we can go back and we can get some of those places healed. But this abuse is so subtle. I mean, the naked eye cannot see it. If someone were to watch this a family that's narcissistically abusing a child, they would think that this is the most innocent, beautiful family in the world. The parent's probably well put together. The parent probably seems like the ideal mother and father, but the child probably smiles and acts like everything is okay too. But at the end of the day, if you really looked at the dynamics of the family, in a narcissistic family, the child is being destroyed, murdered. Their soul is being murdered one day at a time, one subtle manipulative move at a time. This person is being taken down, this child. And this child grows up into a world where there's a ton of people who are willing to take advantage of them. And this child grows up still trying to get their needs met from childhood, still not knowing that they deserve to be listened to when they were young, still trying to prove themselves, still trying to get the love that was lost. And where are they going to go? Well, according to the laws of repetition compulsion, they're going to go to the nearest person that's just like their parent because that's what they know. That's what they're imprinted with. And so this subtle abuse that occurs, it's just insidious. The narcissist will come in and will love bomb you and give you all the love that you never had and you thought you deserved and you've always wanted. And they'll come in and they'll meet those needs and then they'll get you hooked. They'll get their hooks in you and then they'll turn around and walk away. They'll give you the silent treatment. They'll gaslight you. They'll do anything possible to get you to doubt yourself. And once you're in that position, then they play with you like a cat plays with a little ball of yarn or a mouse. They play with you. They're nice to you one day, rude to you the next. And then they begin to control you. And you don't even know you're being controlled. It can be so dang subtle that you don't even know it is happening. And I tell you what, there's lots of people that talk about covert narcissists on YouTube. I'm telling you, if you're really working with the covert narcissist, you're not going to know it. They are so covert. The abuse is so covert. I tell you what, if you find yourself in massive pain and you don't feel well about yourself and you're hurting, you need to look around at your relationships because chances are you're being subtly and covertly used, abused, and exploited somewhere in your periphery, and you need to cut that out. You need to go no contact. You need to go no contact with anyone who's covertly abusing you. The minute you find out, the minute you even think about it, you need to get that person away from you because it really will cause pain to you. And you deserve to be happy. You deserve to get your needs met. And you can't get your needs met that were unmet if you're allowing yourself to go out unprotected. If you're allowing your inner child, your inner little boy, your inner little girl to be bamboozled and used by narcissists and psychopaths and fooled and turned into a fool and being covertly abused, then there's no way you're ever going to be able to get what you need. You're just going to dig yourself a deeper and deeper hole. And that hurts so badly. And so this abuse, it's so hard to define sometimes. You know, I can understand if your mom, if you grew up with a mom who was a narcissist who, you know, beat you upside the head when everybody else left and then had a wonderful face on in front of people. But what if you were raised by someone who wasn't so obvious? There are also very, very covert narcissists, like you have never seen, that are sweet and wonderful and nice, but the bloodletting comes in the fact that they're not recognizable, that nobody can tell what they're doing. So that's why you have to be so careful. You can't just sit there and just because someone's nice, just because someone smiles so pretty, just because they have other things that prove that they're a great person doesn't mean they're not abusing you. Doesn't mean that the things that they're doing are good for you. You have to learn to listen to your intuition, and you have to get educated on narcissistic abuse, and you have to go no contact, and you have to begin to meet your own needs and to show your own self, to be your own approver, to be your own filler, to be your own affirmer, to be your own person, your own self, and then you're not going to be easily manipulated. But even whenever you have great boundaries and you've got everything together and you're getting healthy, you're still going to have tests and people coming to you with subtle manipulative moves. And it's like a game in Mario Brothers. Remember that game? I don't play video games, but I used to. And we would play Mario Brothers where you go to a new level and then you go to a new level and then you go to a new level. Well, that's what it's like. It's like there's all different kinds of levels of abusive people out there, and they will take advantage of any holes that you have in your original childhood dependency needs that were not met. So you've got to go back and meet those needs and deal with the toxic shame that is there from not getting the needs met in the first place. My therapist is online, and her name is Brenda Hall, and she's with Family Tree Counseling, and you can go see her anytime you want. She's really good. I recommend her highly. She told me to read this book by John Bradshaw, which is Healing the Shame That Binds You. And it's a wonderful way to get in touch with all your childhood dependency needs and to protect yourself from this covert, subtle abuse that you don't even know is happening until you open your eyes and you're like, holy badootie, I've been falling for some really nutty stuff. And this person's mask just came off, and I found out that what I thought about them was not even true to begin with. That person was not even real. They were pretending with me. They were faking with me. Behind my back, they were talking about me. Behind my back, they treated me like crap. Behind my back, they were holding back from me. They weren't giving to me when they could have given to me. They were laughing at me behind my back. And here now, their true self has come out. I see their true self. Their mask came off. The mask, they talk about that mask where people are really, really nice, and then all of a sudden one day their true selves come out. Well, that's what happens. And so what you want to do is be able to know what these covert signs are. And you can't know until you begin to meet the needs that are blinding you. Those needs, those dependency needs are blinding you traumatically. You're having trauma blindness, trauma bonding to people who are abusive towards you, and you don't even know it. It's covert. It's under the scenes. Nobody else can see it either. You're the only one who can see it. You're the only one who can figure this out. And I believe, my friend, that you're going to do it. And so am I. We're going to do it together. And I'm doing it more and more every day. And it's wonderful to be free. It's the most amazing feeling in the world to go from being a doormat to being someone who says, whoa, no. I've already met that need. You can't get in through that door, buddy. Sorry. I'm Jenna Ryan. Thanks for watching. Talk to you soon. Oh yeah, please like, please comment, please share, please subscribe. Bye.